another edition of Cat Calls. I am, of course, your host, Catbine, and this is my show that happens most Thursdays. Usually on Thursdays, you can catch me here at twitch.tv/KATBEIN. I say most because actually this is the first Thursday in over a month that I've done one of these shows, and that's because I moved all the way across the country from Berkeley in that beautiful home that you saw in the intro just now to a wonderful home in sunny South Florida, although the sun is not my friend right now and it is quite dark, and we are figuring out what this space feels like for Cat Calls. So everybody send your positive energy, and the next time you see me here on Cat Calls next Thursday, which I will most definitely be here, it will be more lively. It will be more colorful and more full of light. But speaking of colorful and full of light, I need everyone to give a big round of applause for today's guest. Everyone give it up for Slushii! Yay! And I love to see Disco Duran using the emotes. Make sure you subscribe if you enjoyed today's program, because I do it for free and because I love you, but a subscription always helps. Anyway, I am so excited about today's guest because Slushii is an artist that I've admired from afar, basically since he first broke out in 2016. I was immediately drawn to his sugary pink and blue Technicolor Sonic universe. Anytime you make bass a little kawaii, I'm pretty much in, and anytime you're talking about pink and blue, I'm pretty much in, as you can see. But as he's grown as both a man and an artist over the years, he's really come to be so much more than even the dichotomy of light and dark and soft serve and hard that his cartoonish character kind of represents. Don't get me wrong, he's still relatively young. I think he's only like 24 or something like that. But he's come a long way. And his latest album, ELE, stands for Extinction Level Event. It just dropped in early March of this year, and somehow it captures every facet of sound and personality that makes up his DNA, which is quite a lot, actually, as you will learn over today's episode. Stay right there because we're about to have Slushii on the line, but before we give him a ring, I want to share with y'all the music video for his single Valhalla. I don't think it was the lead single for the album, but it is the single with a really proper music video, and it is so sweet and so relatable. And if I'm being really honest, it did make me cry the first time I watched it. Maybe because I'm just a nerd, but I thought it was really sweet and enjoyable, and the song's really fun. So you enjoy this. You let me know in the chat how this video and this song makes you feel. And also get your questions ready, because when we're back, we'll have Slushii on the line, and he's here for you as much as he's here for me. Okay, this is your show as much as it's my show. You bring the questions, I bring the guests, and we all bring the good time. And this, right now, is Valhalla. Valhalla? Transition right from out of the computer and into yours. Slushii is here, everybody.
Hi guys, how are you?
We were just discussing in the green room, if you want to call it that, hair dye. We're both big hair dye proponents. We're both like, listen, I'm sure you must have felt this way because I've never seen a picture of you with your natural hair, although I think this is your natural hair, is what I'm about to say. Like, the first time I ever dyed my hair a color, it was purple, and I was like, this is who I really am inside. Did you have that realization as well?
Yeah, because it's crazy because my mom is like a cosmetologist. So like when I was like growing up, she would always like, I would be like the lab brat whenever she would learn something new. So like that was a big thing of like when she learned hair dye for the first time, I was, sacrificial lamb number one for so now it is like it actually.
Oh, you even have pink right there. It looks so good. Look at you.
So, fun fact: a buddy of mine does Dennis Rodman's hair as well, and I was like, so he came through a few weeks ago, and I was like, "Yo, just do whatever you want. It took 2 days, but this is the Slushii Rodman.
Oh my God, the Slushii Rodman. Yes. I would, if I met that person, I would also say, give me the Rodman. Like, let's do it.
I was just like, bro, just threw a bunch of colors on there. Yeah.
Damn. Okay, well, first I have to say, Kitty Saver, hello. Kitty Saver wants you to know she loves you. Rockwell818, so excited that you're here as well. But I was sitting here telling you how special I felt because my bestie is a hairstylist, and here you're like, yeah, my mom, you know, she's been doing my hair. Like,
it was so funny because like in school, people were like, saw your mom yesterday, and like I always knew that it was like, yo, your cut looks really good.
Yeah, but like most of the time when we were like, saw your mom yesterday, it's like it not that right comment.
Sounds kind of sus.
What? Yeah. Do I have to beat you up? Oh no, you're just okay. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks for the compliment.
Do I have to write a diss record about you?
Yeah, exactly. Wait, have you ever done that before? Have you taken your revenge on a real life enemy?
I mean, you know, no. I just don't have. I would like. If I would start to write a diss record, I'd get bored halfway through and throw it out probably.
I feel that. We don't need to put more of that energy out into the world, you know? We need to put more of the positivity and the let's just dance it off energy into the world.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, we were just watching the video for Valhalla. How do you pronounce it? Valhalla? Valhalla back?
Valhalla, I think.
Valhalla.
I think.
We'll ask the Norse one day. But I have to tell you, I actually got quite emotional the first time I saw that video. Maybe I was just in an especially sensitive headspace at the time, but like it just hit me so hard because when I was a kid in grade school, like I was definitely bullied, and coming home and getting in front of that computer was like my safe space. It was my escape, and it was where I connected with people who were into the same weird anime and music things that I was into. And so it just kind of like unlocked so much when I saw it. But as I'm sure it did for a lot of people who are fans of yours or in the chat, but also yourself, is that story reflective of your own your own tale?
Yeah, it's literally. I think it's literally me, but it's
it
also
is
like,
right with your hair.
Yeah, it was me, but it was like trying to figure out like, because I mean that's essentially what, you know, a lot of what happened when I was in school, because like I'm on the autism spectrum, so like in school I always had a really hard time kind of socializing with people.
Yeah.
So I was always branded and labeled by other people. So like even going into the dance music scene, it's remained the same, where like people will always label you as something, the DJ, the whatever, you know. In school, it was the guy that didn't talk. So because I didn't talk, that probably meant that I was weird. And because I was weird, it probably meant this and this and that. So like,
and then it's a weird cycle. Yeah, it's this weird cycle where like people start calling you the weird kid, and so you want to talk even less because you're like, I don't know, am I like open up, like. But when did your mom start dyeing your hair fun colors? Is that something you started experimenting with when you were in school and going through all that stuff?
Yeah, and it really wasn't like when I started getting my hair dyed and stuff like that, it was, you know, strictly just because, okay, I want to help my mom, whatever. Like I just really didn't, you know, and I'm still kind of the same way. I really don't talk to very many people at all. Like, and it's really funny because, well, you know, not really funny, but like today my Reddit got hacked.
What?
Great. Because like, you know, and this is insane because like my relationship with half of EDM in general is based on the internet.
Yeah.
So when I come on and I'm supposedly saying some wild stuff and it's not even me.
Oh my God.
And then I don't even use social media. So like I see them in person and they're like, your Reddit was hacked or it's crazy. And especially like having to navigate that, it's just been like, you know, but I mean, that all ties back to the Valhalla video. It's like, you know, I wanted to put together something where it's like, we've all felt left out or felt kind of like, you know, dissed or put to the side at some point. And Valhalla is like, it's that like crazy heavenly place. It's like, I'm assuming it's gamers heaven where there's like, you know,
yes,
fuel fountains and like, you know, like just like, you know, but that was the vibe. It's like everybody, you know, has a moment of doubt. You know, I have multiple moments during the week where I'm just like, I don't even know if I could still do this. And then, you know, you just got to pull yourself up by the bootstraps and remember why you're here, you know?
Exactly. The why. Everyone always says that, and it's not a cheesy bumper sticker philosophy. It's really true. Like, why did I start doing this in the first place? To get to Valhalla. Wait,
Yeah.
I want to explore this concept a little more. And Kitty Saber is very sorry that somebody hacked your Reddit, and I'm very sorry as well. Did you fix it? This just happened.
So, I mean, you know, it really, it just sucks. It sucks. I've never really been good at controlling my own narrative as far as like just being like, yo, by the way, I didn't say that. You know, somebody leaked the Lost Lands lineup as me on Reddit.
Oh my God, what?
And announced me as one of the headliners, and I was like, I was getting pinged on Twitter because of it. And then in 2017, when Jack U broke up, somebody logged in as Slushii and was like, "Oh yeah, they got beef."
That's fucking crazy. I did not know that this was like something that was haunting you. I can't even like begin to imagine being the weird tool for like other people's like stirring the pot bullshit. And you're such a like seemingly very friendly person. Like why?
But it's like people take silence as like, oh, he's an a-hole or like whatever. And it's like, no, I just don't like I had to learn all of this. Like most people they learn it naturally. I'm taking it a step at a time. I'm 24. I turn 25 next week.
Oh my God! Happy early birthday! Taurus season.
Yeah, let's go.
25 is a fun age. I just want to say really quickly, like, this is for everybody to know. This is literally the first time you and I have ever spoken. And you are an incredibly gregarious and warm and interesting and well-spoken individual. And I hope that you carry that knowledge with you, that the hard work you've done to like figure out how to communicate with folks and get past whatever that wall is for you, you're doing a great job. So please and thank you. Thank you for coming on the show and sharing your thoughts with me today.
You know, because we spend a lot of time just being so like in our heads, and like if I can be the one guy that's transparent and be like, yo, I feel crappy at least once a week, and it's totally fine to feel like that.
Yeah.
You know, then that's like, you know, I'm doing my job.
Yeah, and Tie-Dye 77 is sending you so much love as well, and I'm sending you love, Tie-Dye 77. Thank you for being with us.
Tie-Dye 77, let's go.
Okay, so let's go back to little baby Slushii.
Yeah.
I don't know what a baby Slushii looks like, but we're gonna imagine it.
Do you want to see a baby Slushii?
Yes, I do.
I found a baby picture like about an hour ago.
Oh my gosh, yes, best timing. My favorite thing is when guests do a little show and tell.
Oh, it's the best. I have let me see if I can find this picture. Yeah, okay, there you go. So, oh my God. Okay, so there's a little there's a little
oh,
there.
So cute. Oh, I see. You are almost the same person, but just more mature and more colorful.
More colorful for sure. And glassesless now.
Oh, did you get LASIK or?
Yeah,
wow, congratulations. That DJ money, that Fortnite money.
Honestly, it was more of like, if I lose my glasses, I gotta go home, because I was like negative 10 or 15 or something. Like my eyes were so bad that if I lost my glasses, it was like,
oh my God.
Poor's done.
You're just on the floor like, somebody help me.
Like Velma.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was thinking of, Velma.
Happened so many times where I've like my glasses have flew off my face, and I've like turned.
Oh my God, especially DJing, and like as fucking hard as you're gonna get back there, like that bass is not meant for caring about your glasses.
This is not meant for glasses.
Well, congratulations on your renewed eyesight and your 25 years of life. You're doing great.
Yeah, I feel like I've almost finished the tutorial.
Right, exactly. We're going to head to chapter 1 next week. Let's go.
Wow.
Okay.
Long prologue.
Yes, I do want to ask though, back in those days when you were baby Slush, we all have a visual. What was your Valhalla? What were the things that gave you that escape and that sense of belonging when the outside world wasn't giving it to you?
So I make it a point to actually, so I'm at my house right now. I surround myself with everything that inspires me. So I have my iPod Classic right here.
Oh my God! I heard you had an iPod Nano that you still used like years ago. Is that it? Is that the famous iPod? Maybe that's not the Nano, but
it is. I literally just was holding it like 2 seconds ago. Well, I have this too. This is my prized possession right here.
Oh my God! Holy shit! I just realized what that is. Wow.
I have to have Yu-Gi-Oh something around me all the time.
Yeah, that's where Slushii, the name, comes from, right? From your Yu-Gi-Oh card games.
Yeah. Actually, I got the color scheme from that art too, because it's like a little blob, but it's blue and pink, and I always liked that combination.
Oh, nice. So that's even what inspired the Slushii cartoon character.
Yeah, I just had to throw a bit more green in there though.
Yeah.
To kind of even it out a bit. So I made the hair pink, and then I made the skin kind of green and greenish blue.
Yeah, I love it. Quick, what is the best Slushii flavor? What is the go-to?
Blue raspberry.
That's exactly.
Or cherry. Or cherries. Cherry's also pretty good too.
I was gonna say and why is it blue raspberry? But yeah, Disco Duran agrees. It's just so good. It's like that tart and sweet, and it's like a really great color of blue. It just feels wonderful to carry around.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's the best.
I am like you. If I got up and showed you some of my things, I just moved actually. This is my first time doing cat calls in a little over a month because I just moved. But I usually am surrounded by little doodads and things. Thank you. And thanks for being a wonderful welcome back guest. But I usually am surrounded by little Pokemon figurines and Mario and little cartoon character dolls that I love. And for me, you must somehow feel the same. If I can just embody a little bit of that cartoonish, bright fantasy energy around me, then I can maybe get that much closer to just living inside my fantasy dreamland.
Yeah. Yeah. Look here, I'll show you, I'll unplug my computer for a sec. I surround myself constantly with some of my best friends in the world. So this is, I got.
Oh my God, so fun!
Lucky Cat, little Slushii here.
So
We're making
cute.
these, by the way, very soon.
You're making more of those? Oh my God.
Little Furby and Pikachu, I think, back there.
This is so sweet. Oh, a little Furby. I love it so much.
That's, I just love kind of my living room's really messy, but it's a controlled chaos,
Yes, controlled chaos is absolutely it. My boyfriend's always making fun of the way I dress, not in a way where he's trying to put me down, but it's just to him very unique. And he always says I'm power clashing. That's what I'm doing. It's a powerful clashing statement, but I'm yeah, bring it all on. The mania. I'm here for it.
It reminds me of if you know OK, the
yes.
He wears a lot of those kind of collared 90s New Jack
Ooh,
stuff.
this, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you're bringing up the crew, the ye old crew, OK and the guys. I want to say you kind of brought it up. A good friend of mine, his name is Sebastian. He just turned 10 last weekend. You have very similar birthdays. One of his favorite songs in the whole world is your remix of Alone. So I want you to get that message.
Well, Sebastian, happy belated birthday.
Yeah, happy belated.
Happy 10th. 10 years old was a big year for me. I remember it was I'm 2 digits now. That's kind of crazy.
I know. I thought that too when I turned 10. I was oh man, this is it. I'm 2 digits now for a long time.
Remember, with 2 digits, it's like Spider-Man always says, with great power comes great responsibility. So Happy belated,
That's
Sebastian.
true, yay! But I bring it up because you mentioned okay, and I know I always say okay. I like make it extra long.
Yeah.
But okay, and Marshmallow, and you, and who's the other? There's another the benches. Who are the gentlemen in the benches? I know you're gonna
Yoltron,
know.
Keizo,
Yes,
Gauze,
yes.
okay.com. I think that's all of them.
Yeah.
I think.
They're great. If anyone out there doesn't know about the benches, you have to look them up. But I bring all this up because like I think of these names and I think of these are like the people that you kind of came up with in this music world of EDM. Like Gasly is getting a call out in the chat.
Gasly, yep. I can't forget David. Sorry about
Shout out all the friends, but like talk to me.
Sick Dope.
Yes.
I forget about Sick Dope.
Talk to me about how you first got connected with this world of like-minded musicians. And I mean, I guess we are kind of skipping around a bit, but like you obviously were into music before you were producing and you were becoming the person that Slushii is. But how did you find your people, basically? Was it online?
I would say that I'm in a continuous journey to find my people. You know,
fair.
It's like I think I found my people, and then they turn out to really not be my people, and then you know, it's the game of whatever. But like basically, I got super into like Dance Dance Revolution and Guitar Hero.
Oh my gosh.
That.
If we ever get the chance to hang out IRL, I would love to challenge you to a DDR or a Guitar Hero game off. Yeah. A friendly challenge, not at all.
Very down.
That would be so fun.
Well, Guitar Hero, we can always play co-op.
That's true. We can be in a band together. We can take on the world.
World tour, let's go.
What's your favorite Guitar Hero song? Quick call out.
Favorite song to play, I would say Cliffs of Dover by Eric Johnson. Favorite song to beat and or possibly lose is To the Fire and Flames.
Oh my God, yes. Are you an expert level? Are you quite...
I beat it twice.
The whole thing? Damn, amazing. Incredible. But you were saying, do you feel like you found a good crew these days? Where are you at on your journey to find your people?
I think a lot of it stemmed from like, you know, I feel like me kind of growing up sheltered was more of a hindrance. Well, I mean, I learned a lot more that way musically. Yeah. But like I lacked a lot of like friend skills and like social skills. And like what most people don't understand is that I went from being in college, working at Best Buy. Shout out Best Buy. I was working, you know, customer service, and you know, I was doing that. And I thought my life was going nowhere, and then you know, Moshel Easy and that team basically picked me up, and overnight I was on stage with Skrillex and you know, Marshmallow and
what the
so it's
fuck?
You know, the adrenaline took over to an extent where it was like, you know, I had never experienced anything like that in my life. So it was like, you know, now that the dust has settled and I've kind of figured out who I want to be, and you know, like I feel like that kind of like that, those fan moments that I had before, I felt like I was a fan entering the scene. Yeah. And it doesn't feel like that anymore, which is good, because it's like I feel like I finally I know what my sound is now, and I know what I want to and are going to say to the world, you know?
I totally get that. And I love that you brought that up, because I think that is something that people forget about sometimes, like, especially when you are a young person and you all of a sudden experience so much success. Like, A, that is wild and crazy, but B, like, the Slushii project, and correct me if I'm wrong, you had other projects, but the Slushii project was still pretty young and in its infancy. And it's like, to suddenly find yourself on a major stage while you're still figuring out who the fuck you are has to be such a head fuck at times. Like, my God.
Because it was like, you know, I was that, you know, again, that 18-year-old fan that was like, you know, I was like, I can't believe these people that I like that I thought were gods, you know, like I didn't even think they were like, I couldn't comprehend that they were actual people, you know? So it was like, you know, it's crazy, you know, but like now it feels like, you know, the next generation's coming up, and it's really cool to see.
Isn't
And
that a fun moment too? I feel that way as well as a writer these days. I'm like, holy shit, there's like a whole new crew of people and they're looking at me like I've been here for a while, and I guess I have.
and I'm like, I just got here.
Yeah.
What I realize is like I feel like the generation before us were the same thing of like, listen, we don't know what we're doing either. And before that, it was like, listen, we don't. So it's like I just feel like everybody is just kind of clueless, and I shouldn't feel as bad for when I have days like that, because everybody is kind of crazy in their own way, you know?
Yes.
So it's like, that's what I've been kind of realizing lately, is that like, as I'm entering the 25th anniversary box set period of my life, I just go like, everybody has, Hannah Montana said it best. Everybody has those days. Everybody makes mistakes. There you go.
Yes, the great poet, the Confucius of our time, of course, Hannah
The songbird
Montana.
of our generation.
Yes, the Bob Dylan of our day.
Yeah.
No, that is so real. Being an adult, I think, is realizing, oh fuck, nobody knows what's going on. Like as a kid, you think a switch is gonna flip one day. You're like, one day I'll be an adult and I'll understand and everything will make sense. And then you're like, no, it never does that. We're all winging it. But that's freedom at the same time. There's freedom in realizing that, because now you can say, fuck it. And one thing that I've always admired about you as an artist, honestly, from the very beginning, is you have shown so much range in your sound. And it sounds like part of that maybe now with what you said was about experimenting and figuring out what you want your sound to be. But like, I think there's a lot of strength and confidence and courage in not being afraid to like play totally mind-numbingly bass heavy, like fucking dubstep, but then also get really intimate and vulnerable. And like, particularly releasing that Dream 3 album is something I think a lot of bass artists would have not have had the courage to do, to just be like, fuck it, this is my other me, this is my other side. Like, that must have been a journey in itself.
Yeah, and it really is. I can, my story has always been one of, ask for forgiveness later, just do it, as far as like releasing music and just releasing it and putting it out. It's like, I was so just down on myself and down on what I was doing at a certain point, because it was like, I just hit a point where I had done like every genre, and I was like, I don't know which, like which direction I wanted to go. And it's like, I saw the same thing with like, when like Skrillex put out like the Leaving EP. I was in high school. I was
oh my God.
And then it disappeared off the internet, and I was like, what?
It's so good, but you're right. When that came out, it was this weird, like, whoa, he's doing something else. But like, yeah, fuck yeah, it sounds so good. Like, there's the Flim. Do you remember when he was like, Flim is my favorite song? God. And everyone was like, where's the drop?
Dude, I that is one of my favorite songs ever.
So good.
Like, just like the Flim by Aphex Twin.
Yeah, in case anyone doesn't know.
There's a chord progression at the end of the song where like the drums drop out, and it just it feels like for a second like it's almost like it feels like you're just nowhere for like a second.
Floating.
It's magical.
And that's the best, when music just really picks your head up and puts it somewhere else. You're like, what? Okay. Yeah. I just transported. Clearly Blurry is a big fan of the Dream series, by the way. I think it's spectacular. Got Clearly Blurry through some stuff, so want to make sure you get that comment as well.
There's so much Sapien Dream stuff that I'm working on. It's like I've kind of like I've hit a really comfortable point with the Sapien Dream stuff where I have an awesome new engineer, and I've been like recording my own stuff, and like it's like house, but mixed with like if Dream 3 was more housey,
Yeah. Ooh, okay. I'm into this. I was playing All I Need before we started the show officially, because it's literally, I think it's going to be on my list of like favorite songs of the year. It's very well done. Good fucking job. But you saying a little more housey made me think of that song, because that song is a little more housey with its kind of like its vibe, and I was really digging it. I like it. Excited to hear what Serpient Dream does with that sort of vibe.
It's gonna be like, and then that doesn't even cover the Slushii side.
I know, yeah.
What I'm about to do with the Slushii is all I'm gonna tell you is nobody's gonna see it coming, and the whole chessboard's flipping over.
I fucking love to hear that. I love that you literally just dropped an album and you're like, nah, what's coming next though?
I got 3 more.
3 more albums?
My management that I was with before, I didn't release music for 3 years. I have over 200 songs done.
Holy
so I'm like,
shit. You're just sitting on the whole next chapter. You're ready for it. Oh my God. Talk to us more about it. Okay, so let's start with Ellie. E-L-E,
yes.
you pronounce it Ellie. Extinction level event. Congratulations. It's your 3rd or 5th full-length album, depending on how you count it up. How do you count it?
I would say second Slushii album.
Yes.
Because Out of Light and then...
right.
Out of Light and then Watch Your Back was an EP, but it was a long EP.
And the Dreams are 3, right. And those are, you consider those Serpient Dreams.
I'm probably going to actually change it back to just Sapient Dream for Dream. Because
why do you saying Serpient Dreams? I'm sorry.
I don't
Got
know.
snakes on the brain.
The Loch Ness Monster is on his way.
I know.
But like the word sapient, like I got that phrase. It's from like an old PlayStation game.
Ooh.
It's like called LSD Dream Emulator, and like
amazing.
Great game. But like the motto of the game is linking the sapient dream, and it's like a dream that's like has its own thoughts, and it like so it's
because it sounds like human, like sapien, like
yeah like I wanted it to be like Slushii for the festival heads, and Sapient Dream is like really you want to get to know me, and you also want to get to know yourself, so that's like
yes. I love that you're a very conceptual artist. I've been picking up as well over the years. Like even all of your albums have this very like, okay, Ellie, let's talk about it. Like I love the intro bit. I also love how you have me so geared up. Sorry, there's like an eyelash on my face. So geared up with that intro. I expect it to immediately drop into this just like like dino stomper, and you don't. You're playing around with people. You go into a different little vibe, and the stomping does come, but
yeah,
I don't know. Like there's a whole storyline. Just talk to me about it. Talk to me about Ellie.
So that was actually the last song I made for the album. Was the intro. I had like all the songs figured out. I had them like mixed and mastered and everything, and I was just like, it feels like, because it started at Do That. So where you're absolutely right. Where I've only just begun, and then that hits.
Yes, so
that's
good.
where the album started originally.
Oh, okay.
Like I made this whole intro, and I was like, I tested it, and then on the reason I did it like that was because on shuffle play, it would just come in like on Do That, and it would kind of just cut. But like when you listen to Do That on Spotify, it like you don't really notice the little clicking in the beginning. So it's just like I for the deluxe edition, I want to do like like an album re-edit where like it does do that, because that would be really cool. Like an extended intro or something.
Yeah, I love. Okay, awesome. And this album, okay, you've kind of been like talking about how you were in this place where you were trying to find your sound, and you really feel like you have arrived there. So does this album represent that truth for you? Is this an album that represents the sound that you're now feeling confident and comfortable with? It is still very varied, which I'm excited about. You are still showing a lot of sides.
This is a sneak peek. This is a sneak peek, because if this is College Dropout, then the next album and the next album are going to be evolutions of that. And like I'm stoked about it because I've been producing long enough where I can like hear the air around sounds now and kind of like do weird like audio illusionary things to kind of fill space. And it's like once you get to that point, you're just like, all right, but I want to start like starting up tutorial series and stuff again.
Ooh, yes. You've got great content on your YouTube, by the way. I was sifting through it all today, and I love that you've got even like this sit down with Kiza, and you were talking about this album. Like, I don't know, it's just really fun. It's nice to see an artist who like wants to share,
Well, because like there's so much like, I want to be. I've just seen so many celebrities that are like very cut off from society, and like I'm just an open book, I guess. Like I don't know. Like I just like I've been called every name in the book. I've been, like I've gotten all the hate comments and all the freaking death threats in the beginning and all that crap.
Fucking what? That's so crazy.
I had a dude come up to me at Shambhala Festival.
Yeah.
It was after the festival, we went to like a donut shop. And like, it was the morning after we were about to leave. And then he comes up to me, he's like, "You're Slushii, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Dude, your music is garbage." And he just walks away. And I'm like, "No! Hell yeah, let's go."
God. That is just like, it does like, just like, what good did it do anybody to like say that? Like, does he think you're gonna go, "I guess I should just quit then," and then like, fucking whatever, like who as good did that do? Like none at all. Yeah, okay. Also, like, where's your music, bro? Like, let's hear it.
But like at the same time, it's like, when I was a teenager, I was that kid that was like, "Yeah, well, I mean, this is better than this." Like,
true. Yeah. I think I was definitely as well. I think with age, you start to realize that, like, dude, what kind of conversation is that? Like,
right. Like, there's so many conversations that like, there's so many things in my life that I've taken super seriously that when it came down to like talking to the person, they're like, I forgot about that. You're like, I went on a whole soul searching mission for 30 years and you forget. No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I was like, wait, tell me more.
No. But I'm saying like, like you're like, that's, it's just, it's crazy how like individual life really is. Like the stuff that's right here for me is really the only stuff that matters now, so it's, it's been nice.
That's cool. How was it making this album? You worked on it for quite a long time, from what I hear.
Yeah, and that was definitely not what I wanted to do. I think the album was done about a year and a half ago.
COVID.
Due to COVID, due to like, it was supposed to come out mid 2021.
Oh, wow.
That was supposed to come out 2020. So it was just shuffling everything around, trying to figure out, like, because when the pandemic happened, all the wheels stopped moving for everybody.
Yeah.
So it was like, I had to figure out, okay, I need to figure out how I can build this up from the ground up, because we all lost momentum, and it was like, that was a thing. So it's like, but I feel like everybody kind of went through that as well. So I don't feel as upset anymore, because it's like now, Eptic just put his album out. Fantastic, by the way. It's everything's starting to come out now, which is great.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's true. I mean, I remember saying that, I started catcalls during the pandemic because I was sitting around and suddenly had less work than I was having, and I was watching DJs on Twitch like everybody else. And I was like, yo, you can do whatever you want on this platform. Like, this is awesome. It's not just gaming, And I remember thinking so much during that period that, like, it's so unique that the whole world experienced the same thing as each other. Like, even though it was ultimately pretty terrible and we're still dealing with the effects of that, whether we lost somebody that we love or we're just in the middle of whatever the heck is going on the planet right now, like, it is something that literally everyone alive on the planet, like, will relate to each other on and have a similar story about and know what it was like to go through that, which is very rare, I think, in the human story.
Well, and kind of speaking for DJs, it's like, the pandemic's our life, it's like that 2 years that everybody got to experience what it's like to be stuck in the house. Hey, welcome to a DJ slash touring entertainer. Because like, like when you're in Europe for a month or you're in wherever for a month, and I'm very antisocial. So I would stay in the hotel room and basically quarantine myself for a whole month of whatever city I'm.
Yeah.
So it's like,
That's the other thing too. I've been able to witness DJs and on tour a few times, like be there and yeah, I think you imagine, wow, it must be so glamorous traveling from city to city, country to country, but like really you're just traveling from hotel to hotel room, and like maybe you have dinner with a promoter before your show and then you just like sleep on a plane. Like it's not really like you experience a lot of cultural happening while you're out there.
Sleep deprivation. I mean, but like, for every 15 reasons why it's, tiring, it's like, seeing everybody at the end of the show or, like just being able to talk to people afterward is like great for me because I don't get that during the weekdays because I work in music during the week and then I don't have a life. Like, people, you don't text me back, you're a bad texter. I work so much that I don't even get to talk to my mom as much as I would like to, so it's like, it's like during the week, work on music nonstop, like legitimately nonstop. And then the weekend I get to say hi to some people, and, but I like it that way because it's like when I have nothing going on, it's like I tend to overthink, and I tend to kind of like this morning, I the whole Reddit thing threw me into a spiral for a good hour. But it's like, that's why I keep myself busy. You just gotta find an outlet. Guys, if you're watching this and you're upset or something, try to listen to some music, try to watch your favorite show. It might not work, but it could be the thing that's really nice.
Or fuck around with making your own thing. Draw a picture, learn an instrument, like, I don't know, play a game.
Like, yeah, write a song, and like sometimes I'll write the dumbest song, and like just because I got it out of my system, it feels nice.
Yeah, totally. That's the other thing too. It doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, this brings me to Kitty Saver's question. Would you consider yourself a perfectionist when you're working all day during the week?
Yeah, and I think that's to my detriment sometimes because like I'll, like, okay, when I did Twinbo with Marshmello,
I love that song personally as well. Sorry to interrupt you. I really like that one.
Thank you. It was distributed to Spotify, and then like I think they didn't mix it the way that I wanted them to mix it. So I was like, oh my god! Like I just immediately like that was like the end of the world to me at the time. It's because like I don't know, like.
You work on something hard and you have a vision in your head. It's so interesting to hear you talk about, like, I love how you were like, I was testing this on Spotify. Like, I didn't even know it goes this deep. Like, I know when you get a song back and it's mixed, maybe you're like, this isn't quite the way I imagined it. But like, I didn't know it goes so deep.
It was just out there already. And I was like, oh, it's out today.
Damn.
But I ended up like, I had demo-itis. I was like, so used to the OG demo that like now whenever I play it, I don't even hear what was wrong with it before,
I hear that actually. I am on a bit of a musical journey myself. My partner and I have been playing around with making music, and it's something I've always loved music, and it's really fun for me to like what we were just talking about, like get in there and play around and make some stuff, But I am a demo. Like, that is me. Like, as soon as we start trying to make something really sound like it's professional and done, I'm like, but this doesn't sound the way that it did, and I liked the thing about that. And then it's like, you hear it 2 or 3 more times, and you're like, oh, no, it sounds great. I don't know. Sorry. I just am a reactionary person, I guess. I'm glad to hear that's a professional's problem as well.
My key for breaking through that is, like, I'll start to, like let's say the whole song is like this, right? I'll bounce the whole thing and then I'll produce over that MP3 or something.
Interesting.
Just so I'm like almost my PlayStation. No, PlayStation, stop.
It's becoming sapient.
No, I don't want to subscribe to PlayStation Plus. Stop. I have it already.
Okay. She just wanted to be part of the conversation. She was like,
Yeah,
I want to talk too. So I feel about my phone.
She was like, well, when I started writing music for Sony, it's
Yeah,
just like
exactly.
starts going off.
Oh
What?
my gosh,
This
amazing.
part of the Wu-Tang Clan?
Yes, amazing. Oh, shout out Woo, Woo, Woo forever. Woo is for the children.
Yo, let's go.
So how talk to me about, I had heard that your friend Skrillex was helpful in getting this album out. Was there something there? Is that a true story? Were you in your head about this? You had too much downtime?
I had way too much downtime, and I just got a call one day, and it was Skrillex, and he was like, hey, if there's one person that should put an album right now, it's you.
Really? Wow, what a fucking statement. Not himself. Just kidding.
Oh, I'm sure that he's gone for a reason right now. Like, absolutely.
Yeah.
But like, he was just like, I feel like, but hearing that, I was like, okay, well, I mean, I kind of have to finish it now.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, all right, cool. So that was the moment where I started like really putting the songs together and had like a track list, and because it was just a bunch of songs before, and just hearing something like that when you're kind of down and out, and you think that the world is against you, and then the one person that you need validation from tells you to do the thing. So it's just like, yeah, let's go.
Oh my God, fuck yeah. Well, how do you feel now that it's out? Or are you feeling that validation from the world at large, from your fans? Like, you just played Ultra. That set was amazing. I love that you were throwing in like all the small things and OT Genesis, and you were just letting it fly, which I think is your style. I think that's just like what you're usually up to. But are you feeling the victory sense now?
Not yet, and that's only because I know that there's a lot more work to be done, and this is just me laying down the groundwork for what's to come. It's like I see the end goal and I see where I'm going. It's just like, okay, I'm gonna have to really buckle down, and the next few months are gonna be really difficult and frustrating and everything, but you got to suffer through that if you want to do your thing. You're going to have to get over every obstacle that's in your way, and it's like, sometimes it looks like it's more difficult than it actually is. And, I think it's just about having a really good support system. And, again, like hearing the right words from the right person can really kind of just make the bells ring in your head, like louder than anything,
Yeah, I do. I do. I'm sure I speak for people in the chat as well. Like, I too am dealing with challenges and realizing, oh, it's a moment to grow and step over this, and it feels crazy, but we're doing it. I want to hear though about your end goal. I'm really excited that this is just the beginning of something, and that you have 3 whole albums done basically, and like are just beginning to fully realize, is this like final evolution? Is this like mid evolution? Is this like there, I don't want to say that it's final evolution, because I'm sure that there's so much more that you're even going to grow and realize and do, but like,
I think like the cool part is I don't even really know. It's just like I've been stockpiling and working just because it's like it's I'm so inspired again, and it's like it's fun again.
good.
So like I've just been making so much stuff that I'm just like, this stuff is going to be crazy live, and like I'm actually feeling good about stuff again, because before it was like I had a really bad A&R that was like it needs to sound like pop music. Everything needs to sound like pop music. I don't know what that means. I didn't know that it meant produce Slushii stuff until eventually you figure out how to make pop your own. What I thought it meant was just make pop music, make what was popular now. So kind of figuring that out, and like you kind of have to take your own meaning from everything that people say, because it's like if you take everything for literally what it means, it's like I was in that situation where like I thought everybody freaking hated me, because like I took everything for what it was, and not just like it's what it is, what it is. So that was a big thing, I think, for me.
I know. Well, totally. And again, like you even just saying that, like I took everything for what it was, reminds me that like you're also processing things different than maybe even the person talking to you realizes you're processing, you know? And also just like congratulations and good for you for being a person who like found your own voice, because you know whatever a person means by like what you make has to sound like pop music, like that's just such a hard thing to tell an artist, like you have to sound like this, like what, like I don't have to sound like anything actually, like but I can tell, I'm sure being a professional in the music industry, I'm sure there's so many people who want to tell you like who you should be and what you should sound like, and I'm always like, something that I've heard artists say before where they're like, I don't know if anyone's gonna like this album I'm putting out because like I don't know, it seems a little, and then I'm like, ooh, it's gonna be the best album of the year. Every time someone's like, I don't know if anyone's gonna like this but I like it, I'm like, yeah, but it's gonna be sick.
It's just them, and it's like it's fully new with no kind of outside thing, you know. It's like you can surprise people, and there's no need to like dumb it down for radio or like, you know.
Yes.
You can surprise people.
You can surprise people. People want to be surprised, like whether or not they think so, or the numbers on the charts seem to say, people do want to be surprised. I fully believe that. I know I want to be surprised. People want to be turned on to something new. They want to be wowed. They want to be, yeah, it's fun. It's more fun.
And I think as a shy person, that was a hard thing to kind of like get a grasp of, is like, okay, when you're Slushii, you need to flip the switch and you need to be Slushii. That was like a big, because I don't like being like, oh, I'm so and so, I played EDC. I hate that. That's like the worst. That's like the worst look ever for anybody. You know, it's like, I am a guy that presses buttons in a particular order, but you know, when I get on stage, I have to turn it on because it's like, you know, it's the artist thing, you know.
Does it feel right when you're up there on stage and you're doing it though?
Yeah, initially it's a feeling of like I'm ducked down behind the decks and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's gotta be crazy.
They're gonna love it or they're gonna absolutely hate it. And then I'm just like, when I get up and like I'm doing my thing and I hit the first drop and I'm like mixing it, I'm like, okay, it doesn't matter. I'm having fun, you know.
That's awesome. Kitty Saber wants to know when the world can see you live, but like really imminently now. Are you currently on tour with Chiesa?
Yeah.
Or yeah, you are.
I am. I'm doing my own like club tour now, kind of. We're building up to a fall tour. I want to be able to. I plan on putting another EP out by the end of the year.
Ooh, nice.
Maybe an album by the top of next year. It's going to be really cool.
I'm glad you have a team that's letting you unleash right now as well. They're just like,
go
for it.
Put it all out. I'm like, yes, let's go. Because like now I'm finishing records, and I'm like, I wasn't finishing them before because it was like, when's the release? They're like, DVD. I don't know. So like now that they're just like, we need records. I'm like, okay, it's time.
Fuck
you know?
yeah. And clearly Blurry wants to know what your favorite song off Ellie is. If you can have a favorite. If you have space in your heart, just say.
Oh man, it's like picking your favorite child.
I know.
I would say for EDM fans, Wait For Me. For if you're just trying to get into a new record off the album, Sweet Illusion, I think is like.
Oh my gosh, that one is really like, yeah. Talk about cinematic, like. That one's bringing the story. And the Casey Michaels bringing the emotes. We love to see it. Oh, well, did you have a song on the album that was particularly fun to make for you?
The second drop of Carousel was really last minute. It was like very, because I went to Seattle to like a friend of mine's studio, and he was talking about this like the 3-part rule of like a song where like, you know, you can, the fourth bar can be something really like jarring, but it sticks in your head because it's different and it sonically is like a bit off. So it was like coming up with that, like that triplet into that. It's like, that's the thing that like, you know, people are like, what? You know, so that's.
I'm like just, dancing to it in my head.
That's
a good one.
So like it's a surprise.
we are gonna jam to that at the end here, which we are coming up on our hour, so we are coming to the end. But I also wanted to ask you about the hip hop track you made with DJ Who Kid and Designer. That is, first of all, what did it feel like to live everyone's hip hop fantasy and be in a hip hop music video and like just do the whole thing, the money and the women on the bed and the smoking on the balcony, like that looks like it was fun.
With all of it, I played Tetris the whole shoot, so like I kept all the Slushii isms in there of like I'm playing Tetris, I'm playing Fortnite during the shoot,
which I think is so great in a hip hop video too. Like they're all getting in on the Slushii isms.
Well, because that's the thing. It's like I've always been me. You know, it's like I really don't think I've changed very much from when I moved out here and done my thing. And you know, that's the one part that I'm proud of myself for, is that like I remain the same Yu-Gi-Oh loving video game nerd, and that's never been changed.
We need more people to be themselves. We need people to remember, like that's what it's all about. And hello, Torden Strike, for saying hi to me. So special. Slushii's here, and you're saying hey to me.
I mean, it's your show.
It's true. It's true. And Torden Strike, I'm very excited that you made it here. It's great to see you in the chat. But I'm used to everyone being like, I love you, Julian! Slushii, we love you. Wait, I almost sound like Slushii. I'm Slushii. Do you make the hi, I'm Slushii?
I made the original one, and it sounds really bad. I'll see if I can find it, and I'll send it over for if you end up doing like a YouTube.
Oh yes, I will. I am. This all goes on YouTube after the fact for sure.
It's very cringy. It's like just my voice, and it just I'm like Slushii, and it's just like higher. So it's like it's very cringy.
That's so good. I love the oh my god, wait, what is it called? It's like I listened to it like 700 times today alone, and now of course the one that's like I'm gonna make you, and then it's a word. It's an onomatopoeia.
Pump Like That. Or wait, the song?
It's like merp, but that's not it. But all that's coming to my mind is merp. What the fuck is wrong with me? It's so good. Holy shit. I'm sorry. Boom!
Boom. Oh, my song. Okay. I was like...
No, your song. Boom. The voice is like, I can make you... It's so cute. It's so hard. I love it so much.
It's definitely not my... I think Tokyo Machine sourced that sample.
Oh, really? Amazing. Oh my god. Of course, now forever it'll be merp.
I can make you wanna go...
There you go. There's a live edit for you.
Oh yeah, no, that needs to be the live edit, like forever now.
Just the weird things. Oh man. All right, Slushii. I have to say, it has been such an honor and a pleasure to get to know you here on the program today. I really, really have been a fan for a long time, and I'm heartwarmed to hear that all along you've been going through this crazy journey that I wasn't aware of, but I totally understand and can relate to, and I'm glad that you came out the other side of it feeling more confident in who you have been the whole time. Like that is the happy ending. And I don't think a lot of musicians do go through the star machine grinder and like come out of it that side of everything. So you should be really proud of yourself. And I'm proud of you, and I know everyone in the chat is too, and I'm so amped to hear the waterfall of new music that you have coming. It sounds like it's gonna be sick.
I will tell you a sneak peek off podcast.
Oh, okay.
It's really like it's gonna be really cool. But thank you, and thank you to everybody else in the chat, because it really has been the most trying time of my life up to now, which it's kind of easing up a bit. But for everybody that's going through something right now, this next music is directly for you because I've been a bit absent, and you know,
Oh
we
my
gotta figure
God.
ourselves out.
Amazing. Okay, well, usually I hang up the call and then but I want to hear the sneak peek. Can I
Wait,
call you right back?
yeah.
I'm gonna get the sneak peek. I'm not telling you all.